Hey my friend, the first rule of home studio recording and mixing, it will increase your creativity, it will increase your productivity, yet so many people struggle with it and it's harder than ever to follow it. Let's dive straight in. Hey my friend, so I was watching Joe Gilder talking on Recording Revolution, Graham Cochran's old channel the other day, talking about why he doesn't perform gain staging, or what I took from it moreover was the importance of the static mix and why not many people are talking about that, yet gain staging takes up such a large slice of the content pie on YouTube and across the internet too, when performing a static mix is such a simple but integral part of the mix process, and it fits in very nicely with this first rule of home studio recording and mixing, and that is to keep it simple stupid, the rule of KISS. So let's take the rule of KISS and apply it to gain staging. Simply bring up your tracks at the start of your mix and check the levels, that's the dBFS meters, next to your faders, and if you see any of the tracks peaking, say past -6 dBFS, then simply turn them down with the gain adjustment plugin. If you want to learn more about gain staging, building a static mix, I have a free 7-step guide to building a musical mix from your home studio. It's free, you could grab it from the link below this video. So back to the static mix and the rule of KISS. Why is the static mix so important? Well, at this stage, you can do so much just with volume and some pan knobs. It's quite incredible how good you can make a mix sound with no plugins whatsoever, keeping things as simple as possible. And this is where the art of mixing begins. Yet if you're diving in with plugins before you apply a static mix, you are missing out on a massive key part of building a foundation to your mix. Now, a big reason why the rule of KISS is so hard to follow for so many people these days is there is simply so much choice. Here's a great analogy for you. Imagine you're in the 1970s and you're sitting at your console and someone comes in with 200 pieces of hardware and a never-ending console, faders all the way to the horizon on your left and all the way to the horizon on your right, and just hundreds and hundreds of compressors and EQs and whole effects, and it would just be mind-boggling. Can you imagine sitting at that console for a moment and just not being able to see the end of it? Can you imagine just racks and racks and racks of stuff? That's what we all have in our home studios at our fingertips all of the time. With gear, with microphones being relatively inexpensive these days, most home studios have quite a large choice of microphones to use. And more choice leads to more confusion, leads to more of your time spent researching, watching YouTube videos, breaking down the technicalities of plugins that you don't really need to know about, watching review videos over and over, giving conflicting advice, confusing you even further, watching gain staging tutorials which are super overcomplicated, which you don't really need to know. All of this time which is eating away your precious one day a week when you're not at work, when you wanted to work on that piece of music, where you wanted to be productive and you wanted to be creative, and the whole reason why you have a home studio in the first place. And that wasn't to sit and watch YouTube videos or to get over analytical or over technical. It was to make music, make the music that you love, and to be able to create it yourself and make it sound good. And this is a thing that's called analysis paralysis these days. And the rule of KISS will set you free. It will set your productivity free, and it will set your creativity free. Now, something I hear all the time these days is that modern music sounds overproduced and it all sounds the same. It sounds like too many people have been tweaking too much of it. And the other thing I hear is how much people love early recordings. I think of early Elvis, think of Buddy Holly, think of early rock and roll through the career of the Beatles. Even when the Beatles were pushing the studio really hard, and the Beach Boys too, they still had a lot of simplicity at its key. We're still talking about very few tracks and pushing the envelope as hard as possible. And you have the choice to apply these limitations to yourself in your home studio to increase your productivity and your creativity. You can limit the number of tracks you're going to use. You can limit the number of plugins which you're going to bring in. And you can limit the number of microphones you choose to use when recording. I know I'd far rather be working with somebody that just had a handful of plugins but knew them inside out and when and how to apply them, than somebody that wanted to show off hundreds of plugins which they had in their DAW. And I certainly know that I get a lot more work done with the first guy. If you want to learn more about a musical approach to mixing where you can apply the rule of KISS, keep it simple, stupid. If you want to be more creative, more productive in your home studio, this course is there for you. It's called the Virtual Console Pro. It's easy to follow, easy to understand. I will hold your hand through the entire mix process interactively. There's a whole bunch of stems there so you can mix alongside me in this course. It's an awesome course. If you've been working from your home studio for a while, but you're frustrated with the results, you're frustrated with your workflow, this course is the course for you. I also have a 20% discount off this course to say thanks for watching this video today. The link for the course is in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. Now go and make some music that makes you happy, and I'll see you next time.